anytime we feel isolated, one antidote to that is to have the courage in the right moment, in the right place with the right people, all make good choices, to be able to say, "Here's where I am." Because in that moment, we very likely, I've heard it said before, Randy, the greatest response to a truth well spoken is a chorus of "Me too."
I hear many people say, many CEO friends and so on, that being a CEO, that is a lonely place.
It's a very lonely place, and, I have a special place in my heart for people. I've been a CEO for quite a long time, and then now I work a lot with CEOs, and I think they have a particular challenge in that to have questions, to have doubts, to say, "We have a problem and I don't know the answer," or "I'm uncertain which way we should go," to even allow that to be expressed is is counted as a weakness when it should be counted as a strength. I don't know of anything that takes more courage in the workplace than to be a leader and say, "I have no idea what we should do. Does anyone have an idea?" That takes so much courage. But then I love what you said a moment before, because I too believe in the universality of our open hearts. That anytime we feel isolated, one antidote to that is to have the courage in the right moment, in the right place with the right people, all make good choices, to be able to say, "Here's where I am." Because in that moment, we very likely, I've heard it said before, Randy, the greatest response to a truth well spoken is a chorus of "Me too."
Mm.
Oh, me too. Oh, me too, And the moment you hear that, you're not alone. But until you say your truth, you feel alone. And I think that's a real problem with the and if you don't mind, I'll hook it in just for a second to the place where I spend so much of my time is with people in leadership roles of all kinds, but predominantly in business roles. I think everybody who works for us or everyone who follows a leader lives every day of their life with two questions that they'd like to have answered before they go home for the evening. And one of them is, am I doing something that matters? And the second one is, does anybody care? And I've spent a lot of time thinking about these two questions. I think I've got them to where, for me, that feels like a great truth. Am I doing something that matters? Or have I navigated somehow my way into the corner of meaningless activities for which I can be paid? Trading my hours for dollars, but nothing more than a transaction. So am I doing something that matters? But the second question is the one that literally breaks my heart, that people could follow leaders like you and me and not be sure of the answer. Does anybody care? Does anybody really care? I worked really hard today. I got the report out on time. I did a beautiful job. I packaged it. I bound it in the right format. I had it on the boss's desk by 4:59 p.m., which is what had been asked of me. I did it. And then in that moment to say, does anybody care? That's hard. That breaks my heart. So when I'm talking to senior leaders, grizzled old senior leaders like me even, to say, you cannot forget this. Yes, you have to achieve a goal. Yes, you have to produce a business result. Yes, you have to lead with integrity and authenticity and skill. Yes, of course. That was all part of the job when you took it. But what you may not have thought about is the moment you became in charge, you had to think about people who were your charge. And those people you hold in your hands in terms of their care and their well-being and their sense of making a contribution. So to think about these two questions as a CEO, I was often finding myself trying to answer them in ways that people could hear, of yes, you are doing something that's important, and here's why, and here's how what you're doing connects to the larger purpose of our whole company and how lives are different and the world is different by what you do. Thank you. And then by expressing it in that way to answer the second question almost automatically, and I really care. I really appreciate it. Your one of your signature topics is gratitude. I'm really grateful for what you do. These are not hard things. This is not the quantum physics of running a business. These are easy things. But when we're willing to do them, they are unquestionably, in my experience, the most powerful things we do as a leader. And what comes from that is a team of people who are not only engaged, but they're nourished. they're whole in a sense. They are able to bring their whole selves to the work that's at hand for the day and to care about what they're doing. And when we are absent those things, it's like a person in the desert with no water. They can only survive so long.